folks, we're going to take a look at page 408, number 7b. So here we're solving an exponential equation. And I notice here that I've got two powers with the same base, but they're not the exact same powers because it's not the same exponent. So the goal often with these equations is to get the exact same power throughout the equation. So it usually involves using some exponent rule. So I'm going to use the fact that 2 to the negative x is the same as 1 over 2 to the x. So I can rewrite the left-hand side as 2 to the x plus 12 over 2 to the x equals 7. All right, and now I see that all my powers are exactly the same. So the trick I'm going to use here that we've used many times is I'm going to bring in another variable to represent this power. So let's let z equal 2 to the x. And so now when I rewrite this as z plus 12 over z equals 7, I recognize this as a rational equation. And so I'm going to solve this. So I solve all rational equations, multiply both sides by the lowest common denominator, which is z. So multiply this by z, end up with z squared plus the z's cancel out, 12 equals 7z. All right, and now I have a quadratic equation, which I can solve easily. So z squared minus 7z plus 12 equals 0. It's even factorable, which is nice. So z minus 3, z minus 4. And then here, the solution to the quadratic equation is z equals 3 or z equals 4. But of course, it's not this quadratic equation I'm trying to solve. It's the original equation up here. So I'm just going to replace now z by 2 to the x. Okay. And now I have two very easy exponential equations to solve. Okay, so my goal is to eventually get to a single exponential expression equal a number. Well, here I can't solve easily, so I'm just going to have to take a logarithm. So I'll take log base 2 of both sides. So that gives me x equals log base 2 of 3. Here I don't really need to take the logarithm because I know that 2 squared is equal to 4. So x equals 2 is a second answer. All right. So let's just sort of recap here. So step 1 is to notice that I have a very good opportunity to write all the powers so that they're exactly the same. But I needed to use an exponent rule first. I needed to rewrite 2 to the negative x as 1 over 2 to the x. From this point here, I recognize this as looking like a rational equation. I can do a change of variable to make it a little easier to solve. Just in the end, remember to go back to your expressions involving x. Okay, that's it for this one.